Hello everyone, welcome to Good Morning Talk. In this session, I've been talking this morning on Twitter about our story and narrative. And so I really want to kind of get a little bit more in depth in what that actually means, to have a story and a narrative of our life. A story and a narrative, they're interchangeable as terms. So a narrative would be, what is about in written form. A story can be in multiple different forms. And so whatever really resonates with you and which word you use that word. I'm going to use the term story. So our story of our past is really created from the way we process information internally. And our internal information that we need to process are both feelings and thoughts. Feelings and thoughts work interchangeably within our internal environment. Those thoughts and feelings, the reason why they're important is that's really the information, or really the information that's relayed through the central nervous system. The central nervous system sends all the information to every part of the body on what that portion of the body needs to do right now. Based upon our emotions and our thoughts, adjusts what our bodies are going to do. And so the way we perceive information, it's stored as memories and emotions. Those memories and emotions bring up thoughts. What we focus on is what we're going to create. And so our story is really how we created that internal information. And a lot of times it happened when we were kids. It happened from traumatic experiences or other things in our life that at the time we were unable to process. And so we created a new self-image or identity that is now encompassing all of that information. And that's what we hold ourselves as true, or we say, okay, this is us. We attach ourselves to that image. And it's that image that starts to control or dictate the outcomes of our lives. That's our story. Our story is that self-image and everything internally that makes up. And it sends information throughout our body through the central nervous system and how our body is going to work. So stress, adrenaline, dopamine, all of the chemicals that runs our body is all controlled through this self-image. The self-image is what creates the story. It's what we tell ourselves is true. It's what we believe is true. It's what we tell others that we believe is true about ourselves, about them, about the rest of our environment. It's what shapes our understanding of reality. This is why the story is so important. As long as we're attached to that story is what's creating the outcomes of our lives, or the perceptions we hold of those outcomes. It's all about that perception. It's all about understanding this idea that the story is what provides us the narrative of our life. And it's the story and the narrative that are dictating how we perceive our external world. How we perceive our external world is going to determine what it is that we're going to create, what it is that we're going to do, and how we are going to feel. How we feel determines our thoughts. Our stories are nothing more than a set of perceptions that we can adjust at any given time that we choose to. And how do we start that process? We accept, or really acknowledge, the story. Through that acknowledgement process, then we can accept the story. When we accept, we no longer resist. Where we have a lack of resistance, there's acknowledgement, acceptance. And then the idea is to become okay. When we become okay, we start to process those emotions. And those emotions now, instead of being negative or positive or whatever they might be, are just okay. When we get to that point of acknowledgement, accepting and becoming okay with our self-image, with that story, that's when we can recreate a new one. One that is defined by who we are now, not who we were in the past. Perceptions of what we want to see now instead of what we felt we needed to see in the past or what we needed to create in the past. It no longer becomes about recreating the same situations over and over again in our life, but now we become free to create the situations we want to experience in our life. Two different things. And as long as we're in that past story, that recreation or creation itself is just going to be the same. It's when we allow ourselves to create something new that we really become connected into this moment, into this now. And being connected into this moment and now is where we find joy. And where joy is, create a whole new perception for yourself that will recreate your current experiences, your current environment, your current reality. And that's what it means to shift into a new reality. You shift into a new reality by allowing yourself to create a new one, by acknowledging, accepting, and becoming okay with the old. Now, I understand I just threw a lot of information at you, and I tried to break it down as much as possible to each one of its parts, but I know either way, it's a lot of information. And so if you have questions, please reach out. Tony at thethresholdofcreation.com. Leave your comments below in the comment section of this video. You know what to do. This information is for individuals out there that may not have access to a mentor, a life coach, somebody to really help them reshape their life because it's something that they really want to do. And that's what these talks are designed for, is to help individuals in order to be able to do that. And so if you like this information, please hit that like button and sure to subscribe to the channel because it really helps us promote that information out there to those individuals that need it the most. So thank you everybody for the support. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Again, questions, reach out, and we'll be here again this evening. Thank you so much everybody. Enjoy. Have a great day. Happy Friday.